Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Monday Night Muscle. I'm here with the one, the only, the Flex Wheeler.
Where is, man?
It's you.
I've been dying to meet that dude. That'd be me.
Great to have you in the studio once again, Flex.
Yes, sir.
Always entertaining. And, of course, we bring the biggest and best bodybuilders in the game today.
Speaking of that.
Right here on Monday Night Muscle, we've got a very special guest from way up north where the snow is flying still and restrictions are in full mode. We've got Regan Grimes, IFBB superstar. What's up, Regan?
How you doing, guys? Thanks for having me on today.
It's an honor to have you on. It's an honor to have you on, bro. So how is the weather there right now?
The weather, it's actually nice right now. So it's like just starting to get hot, and there is no snow on the ground right now, thankfully.
That could change by Tuesday, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But, listen, Canada, you got to catch it while you can catch it. You're looking at what, July and August, and that's pretty much about it for summer.
Yeah, pretty much it. Yeah.
Exactly where do you live in Canada?
I live in Burlington, Ontario, so it's like close to Toronto. But yeah, in Ontario.
All right. If you want to give out your address to any available young ladies to knock on the door, or maybe be a little bit more discreet and just give them the email address.
Sure.
So Regan, it's been a while since we've been able to catch up with you. Last year, kind of a weird year with COVID and the restrictions and the shows and all that stuff. But you still managed to get on the Olympia stage, though, so that was a feat.
Yeah. That was the first, second time, I guess, getting on Olympia stage, but first time in the Open. So that was definitely, a goal and a dream of mine to do. So it was exciting.
And you had some great runs going up into the show. I know you did 2 shows overseas, knocked those out, came in great condition. How was that traveling to all those different countries to be able to qualify and actually then being able to make it on stage at the Olympia? Did that alter your condition or whatnot? How was that?
I think so. I did 3 shows before the Olympia, within I think it was about an 8-week period, including the Olympia. So for me, that's the most shows I've ever done. I know back in the day, I think guys used to do more shows.
Yeah.
But for a bodybuilder in this age, it's a lot of shows to do. You don't see too many guys doing
8 weeks, 3 shows, including Olympia, right? So I know your last show that you did. What was it that you won? It wasn't Spain, was it? Which
it was Romania.
Romania.
Sure.
And your condition was wicked. Now, do you feel that your condition was better or the same or worse going into the Olympia?
For the Olympia, it was. I tried to maintain. Obviously, you're trying to get better and better. But that being the 4th show, it was definitely a stretch, physically, mentally, to get to the Olympia and be your very best. I was definitely tired, but I did my best, pushed through and brought the best thing I could, So the first year on the Open stage was more, I wanted to get up there. I wanted to get beside these guys. I was doing it for sure. I qualified. I'm definitely doing it. Even though I was very tired for it, but it was really cool to get up there. And I was put in between Big Ramy and Phil in the walkout. I was crazy.
But those would be some memorable pictures that you'll be able to have for the rest of your life. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Kind of reminds you of the old days, doesn't it? You're between Nasser somebody and Dorian Yates, right?
Geez, just a rock and a hard
how did I pick this spot with these 2 bookends up here?
Yeah, why did I go here?
So, Regan, I got to ask, so you obviously burst on the scene back in 2015, kind of made your way into the pro ranks as an open bodybuilder. Then you dabbled a little bit in classic bodybuilding before returning to open. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I went down. So I was actually the first year, 2017. I went as in bodybuilding. This was my pro debut, year, and I did start off with Chicago Pro. I believe I got 5th, and then I did Vancouver Pro. I got 2nd, and then I did Tampa Pro. I got 6th. So there was 3 shows back to back for my first year, and then I decided to do the New York Pro the next year, and I was working with Chris Aceto at the time, and we pretty much arrived on the Wednesday. We were going to do open the whole time. We were going to do the open show, and then when I arrived, Chris was like, why don't we try to squeeze you down into classic? And I'm like, okay, sure. I mean,
why not?
If we can win the show, win the show. I would love to, So we dropped it was crazy, 20 pounds.
Jeez. I remember that.
Yeah, it was it was pretty crazy, but we dropped the water and did the show, won the show, and I got to go to the Olympia in the classic physique category. Now, when I actually prepped for the classic physique category, like I had a lot of time, right, afterwards. Whereas this time I was actually open, but I just sucked myself down. But when I actually dieted, like over a period of time to get down to the actual weight of classic, where you wouldn't have to suck all the water off, it was like my physique just didn't pop as much, and it was not like where I should be at.
Well,
feel.
just to give some context for the people watching, what is your height and what is the weight cutoff for classic physique?
Yeah, I think it was like 218, and I was I'm 6 feet.
I was going to say you're about 6 foot.
Yeah,
just under 6'1". That.
Just, yeah.
So 218, that's pretty low. I mean, that's not for you. That was a big drop.
Yeah.
But you have to feel. I'm guessing you have to feel more comfortable in open.
Yeah. So, way better.
Yeah, I have to say. So first, I want to step back real quick. You're talking about your Olympia debut in the Open, dude. I thought you looked phenomenal. It was an honor to finally meet you and shake your hand and actually take a picture and everything like that. But as I told you then, man, your whole career is ahead of you. You're so young. Just being patient and building that quality muscle, man, I think you're going to shock a lot of people. And now, leap forward ahead, I wasn't aware that you competed in classic physique and you dropped down. For me, to see how much muscle you carry and watching all your preps and everything, getting ready for Olympia, and how much godly, crazy, beautiful muscle you carry, it's just shocking that you would ever drop down to do that. Now, what are you currently weighing right now?
Right now, I'm at 280. So we're.
God, dude, are you kidding me?
So you just had a few sandwiches between. Well, hang on, though. That's clearly an off-season weight. But again, just so the viewers can get
I don't
an
know
idea.
no other classic physique guys that freaking walk around. Now, obviously, you're not doing classic physique now, but just knowing that you have that type of repertoire to carry that type of pure, and I'm talking not out of shape, man. It looks great on you. Just to know that you drop down to classic physique is mind-boggling. It's called bodybuilding, not body dropping muscle to jump into a class.
Well, just to give some more context for the viewers. So 218 is the cutoff. You're probably in the low 220s by the time you got on stage. What were you at the Olympia and the Open last year? What was your weight? I know there's no weigh-in, but you must know around where you were.
Sorry, for the Olympia this year?
Yeah, well, this last year.
Like 245 to 250 in there.
Okay,
so you got an extra 25 pounds. I mean, like you say, Flex, that's a lot when you're already in shape. Like, it's not like he looked bad when he sucked down. He won.
Yeah.
I mean, he won the New York Pro and qualified for the Olympia, and then he's 25 pounds heavier at 245 on the Olympia stage. So that's pretty cool.
So how's your prep going now and going into the Olympia? Obviously, you have plenty of time. COVID hit. I know a lot of people, it bothered them, but if you were smart, for somebody like you, that's time to put on some quality muscle and dig in. So how's your prep going right now and everything?
Yeah. So we just started like preparation now for the Olympia officially, like 18 weeks out. COVID here is like complete lockdown. Everything in Canada is locked down. So, unfortunately for me, I have a gym and I can, train at my friend Dorian and coach Dorian's Pure Muscle and Fitness.
Right.
So it's been okay. But yeah.
Now, I assume you're presently getting ready for a qualifier, correct? You have to requalify for the Olympia?
No, okay, so what's crazy is that when I won, so last year when I did
won the show,
hang on. I'm going to finish this. So Romania, I forgot, was at the end of last year. Qualified you for this year?
Yeah.
Wow, what a huge bonus, because you've been able to train unobstructed the entire year just for the Olympia.
Just for Olympia,
Wow,
exactly.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm expecting some crazy things from you, man. I'm going to throw some pressure on you right now. Listen, your shape and your quality muscle is just phenomenon. I mean, obviously, be patient, and I know Dorian knows what he's doing, but man, I mean, there's very few people who have ever competed on an Olympia stage that has everything that you have, so I mean, I'm really looking forward, not just this year, but each year getting better and better, some explosive shit coming from you, man, because you got everything going for you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that.
Well, clearly you got a chance to look at some videos, some pictures, and all that from last year's Olympia. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hear what the plan is, Flex. What's the blueprint going into this year's Olympia and what he's working on? Back after the break.
People always ask how I got here. I was willing to work just a little harder than everyone else. Every damn day. If I can have hundreds of hours back, you know I'm gonna grab them. Spending hours prepping chicken, rice, and vegetables, F that. I rely on perfect nutrition. I rely on trifecta.
All right, we are back after the break with Regan Grimes, IFBB superstar, the Aquaman of the IFBB.
Yeah,
Flex.
there you go. Yeah, definitely.
Lots of Jason Momoa and 300 shouts for you, Regan, on stage.
Yeah, definitely. So you're about to tell us what's your game plan other than kicking ass and taking names this year at the Olympia. How things are going and what's your game plan? What's going on? How's your prep going and all that?
Yeah. So things are full force now. We've started, cardio every single day. So 30 minutes in the morning. The way we diet is pretty cool. We have like low days, medium days, and high days, and then off days. So every day has a different diet. So we go through.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Dorian's got that pretty locked down, and we do pictures at least once a week. And then once we get actually dialed down to the bottom, 6 weeks, we do pictures almost every day. So we're just making changes daily, which is it's a pretty exciting part, where the body's actually changing every single day. But this year, pretty much, I want to make sure I can get in the top 10. So that's my goal for this year. I think it's important to be, realistic with your goals and not delusional, but
realistically, that's an easy one for you. If you don't make top 10, look for an ass whooping coming from me. You and Dorian's going to get it first from me. But that's, I get that. You're kind of under promising and hopefully over deliver. I mean, I get that, but your potential is beyond that. What do you think, Bob?
Listen, absolutely. This guy is just oozing potential. But you got a chance to look at the Olympia, I assume by videotape and pictures and whatnot. When you watched last year's Olympia and you assessed your own physique, what did you see that, okay, this is what I got to improve on going to next year?
Right. Yeah, definitely. I think arms for sure. I need to bring my arms up, legs up, chest. The thing is, pretty much, I just need to bring everything up with density, I think, and just add a little bit more mass and just be a little bit, drier as well.
Now
so just.
I was just going to say, me and Flex were just talking earlier about muscle maturity. You're still a young guy in this sport. You're only, how old? Are you even 30?
Yeah, 27. Yeah,
27. So we were just talking about this before we went on camera. There's a lot of things you can do. To get that muscle, and we were talking about how people, they think it's everything else, but it's really just time in the gym.
And time under pressure.
You can't replace it. There's no drug for it. There's no food manipulation for it. There's no nothing for it. It's literally just time in the gym.
Do you think one training style versus another is going to get you that, or is it again just training hard and time?
I mean, nobody really knows. Listen, we all take our best guess when it comes to training style, right? Ultimately, there's no double-blind study. We don't have that kind of time to figure out.
Yeah.
Listen, conceivably, there could have been some other technique of training that would have worked better for you.
Yeah,
you would never know.
Yeah, I've always said, with my clients, and then obviously, talking with Dorian, there's a number of different routes you can get to a destiny. So driving to your home, there is different streets you can take to get there, right? So you can't really argue with someone who takes a different route as long as you still get there. My training philosophy and the way I train was so different than Dorian's, but obviously it worked for him. Right. So I think the most important thing is finding out what works for you, and that's it. It doesn't matter if another person says, well, you shouldn't be doing it that way. I would look at that person and say, well, I mean, look kind of what I've done, it's working.
Because some people can get under the bar, squat, hundreds of pounds, 500, 600, 700 pounds every week. Do that. And some people's joints couldn't do that at all.
No,
right?
No.
I think you always got to go to your strengths, whatever like I trained with Tom Prince for years when we were in California.
Tom, great Tom.
Now, Tom was stupidly strong.
Yeah.
Like he was he had those big, thick wrists, and he was just, just naturally strong. So he tended to train like that. Now, I wasn't naturally strong. I was decently strong for a bodybuilder, but nothing crazy like, like Ronnie or Tom Prince or those guys.
Chris,
So you tend to go, listen, you can't make a pit bull out of a chihuahua, right? So there's no reason for me to get under a bar with 500 pounds and struggle. Listen, I'm not using muscle at that point. I'm using everything in my body, ligaments and joints and tendons, right? And everything but the muscle. So I always thought it was smart to kind of train to your own strengths and or weaknesses.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be higher reps.
To add to that, I train with two people way incredibly stronger than me. Chris Cormier, who's just known for his just dumb strength, and then Rico was stronger than me also. So what I allowed them to do was inspire me to train super hard. But I didn't mess around with those guys with weights. And towards the end of my career, after my career, I had the pleasure of training with my best friend and business partner Stan Effany, who's known. I mean, he's a world-class power lifter who have records that haven't been broken. So I just learned to stay in my lane, allow them to push me and that intensity. But as far as their weight, hey, at the end of the day, Regan, whoever you're training with, whether they're stronger and weak or weaker, they don't get on stage with you. They can't do nothing for you on stage, so they can't do nothing for you. Even guys, like, it's a big thing now, not back in our days because you get handled, but it's a big thing now for guys to train with their shirt off and this, that, and other. We didn't. Come on, man, you don't do that around us.
Hey, you slide off the bench is the biggest problem.
But but I had freakishly guys that I competed against back then. I mean, Jurassic Paul Dillette, who would scare all of us walking around in the gym. Also, I would just tell myself, doesn't matter what you look like in the gym.
Well, he was curling.
You got to bring that on stage.
He was curling 40-pound dumbbells.
Yeah.
And it's just massive.
Yeah, and Paul didn't train heavy at all.
No.
He didn't train heavy at all. But no matter what it was, Regan, and I want you to keep this in mind, especially now because they have the internet and people posting pictures and, it might freak you out. Listen, it only matters that 10 to 20 minutes that you're on stage of what you look like. I don't give a F what you look like before. I don't give an F what you look like afterwards, right? Because some guys post pictures, you're like, Jesus, he's going to win. And then you're like, what the hell happened to you? And then you have other guys like, this is what I look like the day after. Don't matter, dog. So
Instagram doesn't matter.
What have you found works for you in terms of training? Is it heavier? Is it more reps? Is it a nice even between?
Are you still trying to find yourself?
Yeah, I think it's a nice in between. I train with Mike Van Wyck here. Like, I'm going to be training with him for the prep, and it's pretty like high paced, high reps. You're going to do like supersets and even like 3 exercises back to back. And you just kind of like 12 reps, 15 reps, and just get a crazy pump.
I'm going to ask you something because unlike how we trained before, just balls to the wall, always at that borderline of breaking because we're trying to push so much heavy weight. I towards the end of my career, I came up with this philosophy, and I want to see what you think about it. I started believing in 20s, and we started doing that towards the end of our career. So now, I have this slogan, 20s to change your life. But people ask me, and back then it's like, oh, you can't do that many reps because you're going to burn muscle. You can't build muscle. So I'd be like, if you historically go back and you look at any pictures of these guys in prison, some of the craziest chests and arms, no lower body because they don't train it, but all they do all day long is bench, triceps, and biceps, right? You go to Olympic speed skater. All they do is skate around a ring in a squat-like position, right? Some of the rounded and craziest quads you can freaking imagine. And that's what they're doing repetition. So I'm like, what if we were to add a little bit of weight to that and up the volume? So what happens is you're not at that strength level where you're pushing such heavy weight that you are borderline about to tear something, and you can create the same type of intensity and the muscle you almost have to be mentally strong to handle the pump that you get because the burn and the pump is so tremendously, but you don't have to push this heavy weight and there's more longevity to it.
Yeah, that's what I love too. The pump is the best.
It's crazy, right?
Listen,
you don't want you go in there and your joints hurt. It sucks.
Bro, this is a great idea Flex has. Here's the deal, bro. Let's get you in some trouble, right? 3 month stint in the can. You can do the prison workout.
Oh yeah.
And we'll send the film crew in. We'll have Nico get the boys together, right? Get some.
You have to make it on the Olympia stage.
Yeah, listen, we can document this whole thing. I like it. I
There
like
we
it.
go.
What do you think, man?
Okay.
It's got some
I'll
legs.
give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Yeah.
Well, listen, we all thought there was going to be the big rivalry between you and Bumstead. Now, it's interesting because you both started out in open.
Yeah.
Then he went to Classic. Then you went to Classic. Now
Yeah.
you went back to Open, but he's still in Classic. So we don't get the rivalry, and he has got no intentions of going in Open. He says probably because he's scared of you. I'm guessing. What's the deal?
Yeah,
I
I think
wouldn't want to
so.
stand
I
on
don't think
stage
he's going
with
to
you.
come up. I don't think he wants to go against me.
So no.
Yeah,
Why
I
would he?
wouldn't want to go against you myself.
Listen, you're looking like 300 out there. You know, people kept coming up to him saying 300, 300. He thought it was because of Gerard Butler. They were guessing his weight.
No, I'm shocked even still now that you only weigh 280 pounds around that. I mean, again, that's a tribute to, you know, just the quality size that you carry in your round muscle bellies and everything like that. It's phenomenal. Almost it's embarrassing because I'm looking at you and how your shoulders are popping out through your shirt, and then I look up at myself and I don't see anything at all. I'm like, geez, man, you know, I'm gonna get some of the pads that we used to wear back in the 80s. And put that in the shoulders, and I'll feel a little better next time.
See, 280 is good weight because it's real easy at that point. And this was, we all dealt with this because we had all friends who everybody wanted to be 300 pounds back in the day. Right?
I was 298 my heaviest.
At 298,
Yeah.
A, you couldn't take 3 stairs.
Nope.
B, you had no idea what color shoes you were wearing.
Nope.
And you know that's that stuff. Listen, I think you might have actually said this years ago. Tell me if I'm crediting the wrong guy. But didn't you have a quote somewhere along that said it's nice to say you're 300 and it's nice to be, but it's not nice to be 300 or something?
It was not for me because just, you know, I mean, I was chasing Ronnie, bad move, right? Stupid. That's just his gift to carry that type of weight. But I was chasing someone, so it was not comfortable for me, man. I mean, you know, walk up the stairs and answer the phone. I would literally walk up the stairs. I'm out of breath. I'd answer the phone like, yes, Flex Wheeler. Yeah, hold on 1 second, I'll get him. And I'd be like, you know, or if I was tying my shoes, I had to go like this.
Oh, take a breath. Like you're going underwater. Right? Listen, just to give you the time frame on this, Regan, see, the reason you had to go up the steps to get the phone was actually on a cord to the wall. Okay?
That was back.
There was no cell phone back then, so
Right.
It just gives you an idea. So give me your thoughts on your buddy C-Bum. Looks like he's done pretty well for himself the last couple of years.
Yeah, no, he's done amazing. It's crazy. I think he's going to go. I don't see he's going to get beaten this year or next year. I don't know. It's just like the improvements that he made from the following year to this year. I mean, even I think if he maintains that, which he won't, he'll get a little better. But he's going to be unbeatable. So
now,
what's wrong with you Canadians, man? What the hell is going on with you guys coming out the woodwork?
Special water over here.
I know they got. Listen, they got a long line of guys. You know, Dillette was Canadian.
Yeah,
obviously,
I know.
Right? Him, C-Bum. Who else you have?
You know what? I used to love watching this guy. Crazy legs, black guy, really dark.
Johnny Fuller.
Nope, he turned pro before I did. God, what's his name?
Canadian?
Crazy legs, bald
Canadian.
Black guy. Can you make it any more obscure?
But Canadian. Ain't too many from Canada,
so
right?
now we got the Canada thing.
Crazy.
Nimrod King.
Damn it, that's him. Boom. Don't do that. That reader's going to break my knuckles.
Nimrod King. Listen, he had some legs and he had the big veins in the chest and all that.
Nimrod, if you can hear me, man, I've always been a fan of yours. I remember when you did the Iron Man and you came out and you posed to Prince, and I was like, God dang, man, it was beautiful. But again, you know, it's interesting. There's been a number of great Canadian bodybuilders come out the woodwork and everything like that, but it's like nowadays you guys are really towards the forefront. You and your ability, what we're all expecting you to do. Chris is what he's doing right now and everything. By the way, what's his weight? What is Chris' weight when he competes?
Oh,
Bumstead? Well, he's the same height as you, right?
He must have to be like 218.
He's 6'1", I believe. So he's got a few more. Like I think it's like 225.
Yeah, I was gonna say he might be one up from me. So like it depends because like when I did it, they would put me down or they would put me up.
Right.
Kind of.
If I'm not mistaken, he's 6'1", which I think gives him around
What's their cutoff?
I think it's like 225. So he gets a few more pounds than where Regan was at.
Okay. Do you know what he weighs in at? Anybody knows, Chris, what he weighs in at?
Well, he's got to be under 225.
Probably.
No, I'm just saying, what's his weight? he probably just barely making it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Barely makes
barely.
it, for
Right,
sure.
but still, maturity doesn't carry weight. It doesn't carry weight on
He
the
almost
scale.
had to shave the mustache off to make weight.
I know.
Almost.
That's that 1960s porn mustache.
Hey, it's winning for him, right? Hey, it's classic.
It's
like
it is
Like
classic.
that video you were showing me earlier. That's classic, right?
It's classic.
Who did you grow up idolizing, Regan? Who in your early days did you look up to? Was it Canadian guys? Was it American heroes? Flex
I was
Wheeler?
definitely Jay for sure.
Jay,
For
yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
And he came just a little bit just before you. It wasn't some guy, really old like me or Bob.
Right.
When it wasn't even TV. You probably couldn't tell what we looked like because it was black and white back then,
God.
color, it wasn't no color TV
Not get
back
crazy
then.
now. I mean, come on.
So, Regan,
Yeah.
what do you put upon yourself? So, as far as setting goals, what pressure or what do you put upon yourself to do this year at the Olympia? I already heard you're placing.
Right.
And then further and further and further. So right now, other than placing in the top 10, what are you expecting to change? And by the way, I don't agree with you as far as having to add more arm muscle or anything like that, because I've seen you in other shows where you carried more muscle. I think because you've done so many shows back to back to back and traveling around the world, you lost some quality muscle that you wasn't able to present on stage at the Olympia. So watching you and everything like that, that's what I see, that you just lost some of that quality muscle. And it's very difficult to travel in other countries and still be able to carry that muscle, the food, the travel, and the time difference and everything. So I don't really agree with you as far as having to add. As far as muscle maturity and everything, yes. But back to the question, what are you putting upon yourself that you want to bring to the Olympia stage?
This year, like I should
Yes,
I should be up 10 pounds from last year. So I should have put at least 7 to 10 pounds of quality muscle on. And that's kind of like how I run my off season. So like I got up to about 280, maybe 285, and
Is that the heaviest you ever were?
Pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
around there.
Okay.
So like 285, I like to stay like 20 to 25 pounds from stage weight. So hopefully I can be about 260, high 250s on stage.
260,
And,
250, man, and quality muscle. Good grief, dude.
Well, listen, we got a whole new crop of new bodybuilders coming up with guys like Hunter Labrada, guys like Nick Walker, guys like Nathan Diasha, Regan. So out of the new crew, who's going to come out on top? We're going to find out after these important messages. Be right back.
Joe Weider's Olympia here in Orlando, Florida.
A little bit strange coming out of Las Vegas for all of those years.
Good evening, and welcome to the event that nearly never happened.
There's been an absence of a particular group of people on this stage that are back tonight. Tonight I'm here to say, welcome back to Miss Olympia.
All right, we're back from the break. Flex Wheeler, along with Bob Chick. We are here with Regan Grimes, IFBB superstar in the making, and
Mr. Bubbles.
Mr. Bubbles.
Mr. Bubbles with those muscle.
I like
bellies
that.
up
There, that could be a new catchphrase for you, bro.
Yeah, you have to get some shirts.
Regan, Mr. Bubbles Grimes.
There you go.
I like it. Listen,
Mr.
we got a whole bunch of new guys now. We've seen the retirement now of I think Dexter was like the last guy standing, right, from the old crew.
Yeah, he is the last one from my era.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, with every new old era out comes a new era in.
Got a new Olympia.
We got Nick Walker now making his grand appearance this year on the Olympia stage. Great bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Nice, good young guy. Hunter Labrada.
Yeah.
Chip off the old block.
Yeah.
He'll be returning for the Olympia, I'm quite sure.
Yeah.
Doubtful he will not qualify. Sergio Oliva, obviously, he's got to qualify, but he'll be there. Steve Kuklo. We got
Steve.
Regan Grimes.
So I'm going to put you on a
James
spot.
Hollinghead. Right.
I'm going to put you on a spot
Shoot,
here.
bro. There we go.
Out of those newcomers,
Chicago Pro.
including because my man here isn't really a newcomer, but he's one of the newcomers.
Relatively new. Yeah, he's
So out of the
27.
newcomers, who do you think's going to place the highest?
That's a good one.
Putting you on a
If
spot
I had
here.
to put money on it, and this is not to take away from obviously Regan or any other names I just mentioned.
Yeah, yep.
I'd have to go with Hunter Labrada.
I'm going with Regan. We'll see what happens.
listen,
we've done our bets before,
So we got stake on this.
Yeah,
one.
yeah. We're going to do $1 million bet. $1 million bet is when you only bet $1 because
Here's the
money's
problem
no option.
Flex has.
Yeah.
Regan. Here's the problem Flex has. I may not always be right, but I'm never wrong. Okay. Now I pick Hunter Labrada.
Okay.
With all due respect, of course, because listen, he just took what 8th last year, I think, just ahead of Dexter, right?
Yeah.
8th place, first Olympia. The kid's seasoned. I mean, he's got a very mature physique for his age. He's a lot shorter than Regan, so all that muscle's already there. Now, if you're going to go by potential, then yes, Regan's right up there with a lot of those guys we just mentioned. I think Regan could have the best shot out of all those guys because of height and structure and width. Now, that's one thing you got. You and Kuklo are about the same. You're just a hair
he also has
taller
a very beautiful
than Kuklo, and he's done
physique.
very well at that level. But you guys represent some of the big guys that are coming up. What do you think about heading off against some of these other guys we just mentioned?
Like when I see Kuklo, I feel like Kuklo's like a bigger guy than I am. But you know what? It's when you see yourself. When you see yourself, you don't really know, right?
Yeah,
Like it's like.
yeah.
Well, he's probably got what 10 years on you?
Yeah, that's the
Or
whole
close to
case,
it.
Yeah.
More muscle, more maturity.
Yeah, a little more mature. But you know what? You're right where he was, a couple years back. Like I say, potential-wise, it's all there. It's literally a matter of time in the gym now, muscle maturity, getting back. Listen, first time in the Olympia stage, bro. Now, you did Classic, but being up there with the big boys had to be something a little different, was it not?
That's a different thing for sure.
Tell us about it this last year.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened when I did the Classic Physique Olympia, and I was like, I was watching the Open show. I was like, this is where I want to go. This is where I always wanted to be, and I'm going to do my best to get there. And 2 years later, I made it there. So it's pretty cool.
Who impressed you the most when you're backstage at the Olympia with the big boys? You got Big Ramy. You got unfortunately wasn't there this year. But you had Dexter. You had Phil Heath, the return of him, Brandon Curry, right? So you got all these guys. Who impressed you the most?
Oh, geez. That's a tough. I mean, probably Ramy's massive. It was just huge.
Yeah.
I think Ramy and Phil, and I was between the two of them. So I was like, I was actually like laughing. I was like, this is insane.
You gotta have a picture of that on
right
your
before
wall.
I'm about to go up.
Be careful what you wish for, man.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
you have to have that picture on your wall. I mean, you're standing with, the past multi Mr. Olympia and
Literally.
nicknamed The Gift. Not knowing
Seriously.
it, but just standing on the other side of you is the future Mr. Olympia. I mean, if you don't have that picture, you better go get that picture and put it on a wall. I wish I had the ability to have a picture like that.
I feel your pain because they go alphabetically in these things. So
Right, yeah.
Ciccarello was right next to Coleman,
Jeez.
right, in the alphabetical order. So I got to stand next to this animal every show,
way.
right out to. Now listen, it's not when they're doing the call-outs. That's the initial call-out. So
Yeah.
it's like, can I get a
Right.
break here that I got to stand next to this
Yeah,
guy?
right. As soon as you come out, you're it's
Oh,
like,
and Cormier wasn't too far. Again, he's right there
Yeah,
too, right? So I mean,
yeah.
we all had our cross to bear, but
I was always last, freaking W. Man.
Wheeler, yeah.
I always carried the end of the stick.
Flex is just looking for some guy. His last name was Xavier or somebody, just so he could recruit him in there, so he wasn't dead last in the order. But
No kidding.
they saved the best for last, Flex.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Yeah, you could say. So Regan, how's business going? I know you have a number of different sponsors. Your Doran's your sponsor, and also your coach and everything like that. How's it going business-wise for you?
Great. Yeah. Things are good. I work with GAT Sport, so I've been with them for over a year now, which is great.
Great.
I'm with Iron Bowl Strength, so we do like knee sleeves, wraps, all different lifting accessories.
Okay.
I'm with Father and Sons from the UK.
Yeah, I
and they're,
noticed that. That's with the jeans
like
and the nice
dress wear.
shirts and everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting tired of seeing those damn pictures of you, man. You bastard. I'm like, good. Look at them.
Now, what do they do? I'm unfamiliar.
Oh, it's like really nice casual dress shirts and
really?
pants and stuff like that, right?
Like nice menswear,
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
nice
Hey,
jeans,
how about throwing a bone to your boy? I'm the only guy with clothes on.
No, I'm the one who gave you the. I'm the one who gave you the segue into the plug into your
Jeez.
sponsor. So I mean, me first, and I'll send Bob my leftovers.
None of you guys even got clothes on out there. Help a brother out.
Gotcha. They make 4XL too.
Listen, those days are gone, my friend.
Yeah, they make like a small / medium or something like that. For the little guys.
Yeah, our 4X days are long gone, bro.
Oh my gosh, I was a 5X actually, man. But anyway, so you had them, father and son.
Yeah, father sons, and then Do You Even? They're from Australia, so it's another like kind of clothing fitness brand. I've been with them for like 6 years, 7 years actually.
Nice.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Now, do you do any kind of online training, or like what's your main? I know you've got a lot of endorsements, but is there anything you do mainly?
Yeah, no, mainly it's just my sponsors,
Nice.
and then I own a gym here in London, Ontario. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Jacob,
I like how he threw that in at the end. And I own a gym too.
Yeah, I got it. So Jacob all trades in a master mini. So now I know why, those nice cars that you don't like showing online, but I know about them. Talking to Dorian now, I see. But so this sport has been really great to you, giving you a chance to be able to take care of yourself and your lifestyle and everything like that. It's great to see that you have a gym, so that you can kind of pay that forward with, the upcoming bodybuilders and everything like that. But like I said before, Canada has some great guys that are coming out the woodwork. So is there any guys that you see around, that you're like, wow, this guy's going to be a beast, or this young lady's going to be, really great coming up?
Well, for instance, like I don't know if you guys know that this is like the Muscle Mansion, they call it.
Okay.
So I don't know, you might know that. And then Quentin lives downstairs. So there's 3 different units in this house.
Yeah.
And I'm in the main space, and then Antoine lives on that side, and then Quentin's in the basement.
Yeah,
so
Quentin. Oh my gosh, I had a chance to meet with that guy. Good.
He's going to be.
I thought Antoine moved to the hospital.
Yeah, he's out now.
Yeah. So he did actually move out last month, so he's not here anymore. But
That poor guy, he can't catch a break.
Oh, I know. It's
Poor
horrible.
guy. He tears his one by last year, gets back, and damn if you don't tear the other bicep.
But you know what? Out of everybody who can go through that type of ups and downs, and obviously what he's been through personally and everything, he's the guy who has a mental fortitude to get back.
He'll do it. He'll come back better, and
Can you even imagine having to deal with it? Have you ever had to overcome any obstacles?
I've never had nothing to deal with, man. Health-wise, mentally, financially, I've always been
good
stellar.
for you, bro. Good for you.
Yeah, I've never had a problem.
Like it's more like an injury.
I broke a fingernail once.
It looks good.
It's kind of cracked, but it's coming back.
Coming back,
So that one got you good, eh?
Training smarter always trumps training harder in my book. I've always said, listen, keep the weights real. Listen, we all saw that a couple of years ago. Who was it? Was it Kuklo and Bumstead? Who was it that was doing the stupid curl with 405 pounds?
Even just recently.
Remember?
Yeah.
Chris and...
was it Kuklo? No, not Kuklo.
No, it wasn't Kuklo.
No, it was Bumstead and guy from... LA, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah. He was known for doing crazy stuff.
I got to be honest, right? This was probably sounded like a good idea, and hey, what if we did? That had to be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. What is wrong with you guys? Like, all it's going to take. Like, I wish somebody was in Gold's Gym at that point that had the sense to go, excuse me, guys.
Yeah.
Let's not do this. Okay.
Okay. It was Callum von Moger.
That's right, Callum.
Yeah. Callum von Moger.
Who, by the way, his founders, him and Antoine are going back and forth between most visits to the ER.
But even I can't think of his name right now. But over in Dubai, he's from England. He was just training and tore his pec muscle and everything like that.
Oh, Ryan Crowley.
Yes.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Man.
Shout out to you, Ryan. Man, you're doing great. Continue. You got a hard work coming back. But it's
What did he tear, a pec?
Yeah, he tore a pec.
Let me guess. Just a wild guess.
Wasn't heavy.
Bench press.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
everyone has torn a pec on flat bench.
Regan, go back to your archive, right? There are articles I've written against the bench press because it's the worst exercise.
Stress load.
Listen, from me to you, bro. Okay? Free today. Don't
incline and flat.
bench press.
No. Only flat.
bench.
Incline, you can bang it. You can go as heavy as you want.
Listen,
it's a stress load.
Say no, all right?
Kevin Levrone, the young guy that we just mentioned before, everyone who's ever torn a pec has been on flat bench.
You don't know anybody who's torn a pec that wasn't on flat bench. Like if anything, you would have think, like when you were a young guy, right, you think a fly is probably the worst thing you can do. Right now, it's going to, it's the flat bench because of the position that the arms are in.
Yeah, especially, and then if you keep your elbows high, then you're really vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
Well, and here's something nobody's ever considered. And again, I remember writing about this years ago. We've all got one arm a little longer than the other, and one leg a little longer. It's just a natural human form, right?
I know. I got one leg longer than the other.
Yeah, you do. Well, that's a whole other topic. But so when you're down in the hole. And that's a whole other topic. When you're down in the hole, though, one arm, is taking one side is taking more of the impact.
Again.
What?
Were you what?
When you're in the hole.
Alrighty then.
Have you ever been in the hole?
Me? No.
Okay. Like if
I
you're
was going to
just
say, like everyone, like bench press, when you first started in the gym, like everyone's bench
Wants
press,
to bench.
everyone's hitting the flat bench.
Yeah.
Sure. Well,
How
listen.
heavy can you go?
one, you can get away with it more when you're younger. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two, you're not built as much. You're building a base. Squats and bench press are great for building a base. Once you have the base, these aren't things you need to do anymore. There's other exercises.
Or not as heavy.
Or not as heavy.
That's
right.
not as heavy, yeah.
If people would use it more as a tool
Yeah.
rather than a notch in your belt, all right, bro, just bench press 500 pounds. It's like, great. What did that do for you?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing is better than some of these machines they make.
Oh,
these days.
hell yeah, definitely,
You get
man.
into them and they feel so natural
Yeah.
and
Well,
good. It's like,
Some of the crux of my articles back in the day were that these were, hey, these are cornerstone exercises of bodybuilding. It's like these were invented in the 1800s
Jeez.
when they didn't have anything else, right?
Yeah.
Listen, and you're exactly right, Regan. They've got great ergonomically correct
Yeah.
machines. There's a reason that the handles are angled now, which is correct to your body.
Yeah.
They didn't know this back in the day.
Yeah.
So look, don't give me the founding fathers speech here. It's
Well,
like,
I mean, go back in the day how narrow the bench was back then.
remember they
you
had
couldn't put your hands up because it
no,
was
because right
there.
where your grip was
Yeah,
supposed to
geez.
go. And the other thing was it was a guarantee when you took the one side off, it was going to flip over.
Yeah, that was a guarantee. Now, obviously, these were back in the days where your dad still probably haven't even developed you in his his situation.
He's
So, but
27.
anyway.
You got shoes older than him.
I do actually. Jeez, the underwear I have on right now is older than him. So, jeez, where is this going?
Well, Regan, give us the battle plan for the Olympia coming up. So you've got, as of this taping, you've got about 3 months.
yeah, 3 months. I think 17 weeks. I think.
17 weeks exactly.
Yeah.
So you said you just started your prep and everything like that. You guys are ramping up.
Yeah, just ramping up and just looking, every week, just looking at the board and just trying to get better and better each week and, bringing it in, trying to get as sharp as possible. I want to come in like super shredded and dry this time. So that's
Who's the bullseye on this year? You got to have somebody. Is it a Hunter? Is it Sergio? Is it any of the rest? You got a lot of new, like I say, a lot of new blood in there. But you got to have a target on somebody. Who you taking out?
Well, it's hard to say. Like, I mean, who's going to make it in this time?
Let's
There's
assume
only so-
everybody's in. The only exception is
you're
I don't
right.
think Phil Heath's
Actually-
going to compete. I think
No.
Phil's done.
Well, he's talking about qualifying. Who's going to actually
Yeah,
qualify?
like who's going to qualify? Because
Good point.
Is it the Chicago Pro that's coming up?
Yes.
You got Chicago, Tampa, and then it's really up to grab. I mean, you got a lot
This is
of
the thing. You got Sergio, Hunter, Ian,
Kuklo,
Kuklo.
right? Ian, right? I mean,
Kuko's doing a Dallas show.
What about
Dallas, we got
Hakeem?
Keem.
Wow, good grief.
Dude, like, I
Right.
don't know.
Let me tell you,
Wow.
somebody ain't getting in here, bro.
Wow.
No,
God
there's-
dang.
Now you do
They got to do, Jake, they got to do some type of invite for some of these heavy hitters because it's
Well,
it's
you
so
got points.
unfair.
Don't forget, there's points
Invite
still.
or-
You still got points, so there's going to be a few of those guys could sneak in.
Yeah. So points. Remember in was it Spain? They did the top 3 got to qualify.
Well, that was an odd year though.
that was
thing.
weird. That
Right,
was
right.
weird. But I could see if they're going to do that, they would want to do it Tampa or Chicago.
I would think if they're going to do anything, and I'm not speaking for the federation. I'm only speaking for myself.
yes, you are.
If they were going to do that, they would just go down in the points a little bit because
Okay,
at
they
least
grab
there's some
more.
validity to it, right?
Because you
Maybe
can't
got
have a
more-
guy who's
Yeah.
like places second, but his point sucks and he hasn't been competing at. Well, so you're right. Yeah, just click down.
And if
at
there's
that
an
line and
invite
everything.
to go out, I would assume it would be either a legend from the past, like a Lavroni or a Kai or somebody like that, or
Yeah.
so you'd have to justify somebody that makes sense. Because the last guy that got an invite did pretty good.
Yeah.
Big Randy.
I mean, thank God they gave it to him, that invite. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, listen, you know what though? It was well earned. I thought I didn't have any issue with it. I'm not a big invite guy, but I thought that was well deserved.
Right.
As the guy legitimately couldn't go on any shows because of the COVID thing, and 2 shows got canceled and all that.
Right.
But you've earned your way there with your Romania win. But final question to you: Who's going down, Regan?
who's going down?
Who's going?
At the
You got to take
Olympia?
somebody's spot. You're going to get in that top 6. Somebody's got to go.
Oh, jeez.
Who you be?
Oh, man.
You want to have enemies. As soon as he announced a person who's not
No,
making
throw the
it,
gauntlet
they're
down,
going to call
man.
him, text
What are you
him,
doing to
threaten
me?
him,
What
and
do you got?
everything.
Come on,
Good grief, man.
Who's going down under the bubbles?
Don't answer that question.
Anyone who's above 7th place.
There you go. There you
Going
go.
down.
Well, listen, man, it's been an honor to have you on the show, Regan. It was an honor to meet you. I know we're set up to work on our posing again this year. Man, I just truly think the world of you. I think if you plan things correctly and be patient, you can be a huge threat for that title, man. So congratulations. Such an honor. Thank you for accepting our invite to be on the show, man, and can't wait to get with you. And for everybody else, we cannot wait to see you on stage.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Thanks,
Regan
Bob.
Grimes, we will see you on the Olympia stage, my friend.
Awesome.
Bob
Thanks, guys.
Ciccarello, Flex Wheeler, Regan Grimes, Monday Night Muscle. We're out.